Right, so let's do something practical with all of this. How much time do we have? All right. What I'd like you to do is two things. The first thing I want you to do is to walk around the room, and if you're going to do your three-step hypnotic rapport technique, by all means do so. You'll meet someone new, eyebrow flash, greeting, all that sort of stuff. But what I want you to focus on in terms of what we're doing right now is I want you to do, again, the inner smile induction, the hypnotic gift. So instant induction, a couple of levels of deepness, and then help them find a person. And by the way, if you want to help them do an unconscious search to find someone they hadn't even thought about, that they're even more connected to, even better, right? Let them find someone they're really connected to, build it in, and remind them that they can feel this way, have that connection anytime they want or need to, right? And then, of course, someone will do that to you, and you might do it 2 or 3 times because you'll have a bit of time to really ingrain that. A useful suggestion to present to people is to memorize the sensation, memorize the feeling, memorize the experience, because you will need this reference experience. Without this reference experience, some of you will naturally be able to activate it, which means the whole hypnotic rapport technique is very easy. Others amongst you, though, aren't that way. I'm not that way. I'm not particularly a social person. I'm actually relatively reserved in terms of my personal day-to-day life. So it takes a lot of effort for me to switch on the inner smile, to be able to engage and be social and so on. So it's very useful to have someone be able to present you with a switch so that when we get on to doing the full method, it's kind of there for you. Does that make sense? And remember, like any hypnotic light switch, the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. So do you understand the first part of the exercise? We're just going to go around and do 1 or 2, maybe 3 if you have time, just quick inner smiles with people. You, of course, will get them in return. And once you've had them done a few times, we'll come back again, and then we'll add this into the full hypnotic rapport technique, and hopefully you'll see that this is actually a really powerful thing that you can walk out there and do instantly. I mean, if you did nothing but this, and this is the only thing you got from the entire course, I personally think you probably got your money's worth, because it took me a long time to figure this stuff out. And it's really, really useful in terms of any interaction you have. It cuts out, I mean, just to give you an idea of what this does, the Power of Conversation Hypnosis course has been out for some years now, right? So we've got hundreds of emails, possibly thousands by now, people asking, oh, what about this problem, and I'm trying to do this, but I'm getting this result, and I don't understand, right? I would say that in the region of somewhere between 80 and 90% of those questions people ask will not arise if you do this right. 80 to 90% of resistance, of frame wars, of status issues, of hostility, of all this sort of stuff does not even come up if you do this step right. Hence, we spend a little more time on it, and hopefully you'll find that this is a valuable thing to spend time on. Would that be fair? Any questions before we start the warm-up exercise? All right, guys, off you go. Warm yourselves up, and then we'll come back and we'll actually do the full hypnotic rapport technique. If you're hypnotists, then just let's let them stay in trance a little bit. Just to clarify, because I don't think I may have clarified completely. Right now, all that you're doing is, number 1, instant induction of the person. Number 2, deepness, preferably the fractionation deepener. Number 3, the inner smile as a gift. Bring them back. They'll do it to you. You find someone else, and you go through those same 3 steps again. We're not doing the full hypnotic rapport technique yet. We're just building up. We're just warming up the inner smile so that it's there for you when you need it. Off you go.